Friends, we're back with a new video, bro. On you know who, our good friend Jason Blaha, the gym lifting recruiting fitness gear slave man. We're gonna do another reaction video to Jason Blaha. So Blaha says today, metabolic damage and starvation mode are not real. They are real. He's wrong. They are real.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about the idea that starvation mode and even metabolic damage are pretty much debunked myths that
They're not debunked, man. It's this guy is just making shit up again. Metabolic damage means slow metabolism. That's all it means, okay? So what's causing it? The slave food diet's causing it. Because you're not eating, you're eating, everybody's still eating their natural diet as carnivores, meat, but they're eating the slave food diet. It's like your drain. If you keep putting your hair down your drain, it'll get clogged. You understand? It'll get clogged up with gunk and shit, your hair and everything. It gets clogged up in there. You know, when you eat fiber and you shit it out, if you ever push the stick in the crap, you take a stick and you push it in there, you'll see all these little fibers in your shit. It's all fibrous, cause can't digest it. It just comes out a big ball of stinky shit. You'll see all the fibers in there. Yeah. Even people, like when they eat corn, they shit and they go, "What is this, man? The corn's coming out." You can't digest corn at all. Like, absolutely not. Then you see all these corns come out. You ate them for what reason? Oh, but they tasted good when I ate them. What tasted good, the butter or the salt that was on the corn? Well, the corn tasted sweet. Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost like a fruit, right? It kind of tastes sweet. They say the creamy, sweet corn. So you're really just eating it for the taste, but it can't digest it.
almost no one in the scientific or medical community actually believes it.
It's true. That's why they call it, that's why you get this thing called dysbiosis. Even cows, if you feed them the wrong diet, they get dysbiosis. And when you eat the cow, it's passed on to you. All these things that people are suffering from, they're constantly suffering for all kinds of stuff.
And the only tiny number of people who do literally make tens of thousands of dollars selling people reverse dieting.
Think about it. The moment people go on carnivore, like they go on an elimination diet. Sorry. When all us human carnivores go on an elimination diet, we eliminate these fake foods, the slave foods. All of a sudden they're like, hey, the fog has been lifted. Why has fog been lifted? Because it's associated with slow metabolism. There's all kinds of symptoms that you're getting. You don't even realize it. The bloating, the gas, the farting. All this, the inflammation, all this shit goes away. You want to know why that's happening? Because slow metabolism. You have a damaged metabolism.
For bodybuilding shows. So that's kind of your problem with it. You know, you have one big name who I'm not going to necessarily name.
Look, even these fake bodybuilders, like you just said about shows, when they go for a show, they're so stupid. They go, they weigh in, they're looking nice and ripped and everything. What do? Oh, I got to go eat carbs. They ate carbs. But it'll wash you out. It'll wash out your cuts and everything. That's all. It's useless. Why are you doing that? It's counterproductive than what you're trying to present on stage. You understand me? The only person that I knew that didn't go carved up on a stage was Dorian Yates. That's why he looked so dry. That's why people said, look how dry he looks. Yeah, because didn't eat any carbs, bro, before he went on stage. That's why he said, I forgoed the mass so that I could look dry and ripped. That was the look you're going for. And all these other bumpkins, they went on stage and they were washed out compared to him. And then they couldn't figure out what's going on here. You have to be stupid not to understand that. Even Sam Sulek is not smart enough to figure that one out. He'd like follow the leaders, follow the pack. Monkey see, monkey do. Oh, if they're carbing, I should carb too. Get it? That's why Wesley Vissers, he can't win because he does the same mistakes over and over again. And so does Sadiq. Sadiq Hatzovic, he does the same shit, bro. That's why he comes washed out. He's like, oh, I got to carb and everything before the show. You don't want to carb before the show. You want to make sure that you're a certain size before the show and dry and ripped. You don't want to carb at all. You can eat some protein, but if you carb, it'll cause inflammation. And if carbs cause inflammation and bloating and everything, you're gonna look washed out.
Started another fight here, who has a PhD in nutrition, who has sold this, but that person also was charging like $1,000 a month to reverse diet bikini competitors after their shows to fix their metabolic damage. Okay. And unfortunately
I love this one. These bikini people that fix their metabolic damage. What's causing it? Slave food diet. Well, I hired these people to fix my metabolic damage. How are they going to fix it? With a screwdriver? Blaha? A screwdriver and a wrench? What are you talking about? Just stop doing that. When you go to the doctor, you say, doctor, every time I raise my arm, it hurts. You know what the doctor says? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. It'll go away.
When he was saying all that, he was making claims about metabolic damage. Again, this idea or starvation mode, that when calories drop so low in activity.
Yeah, listen to it. He's coming out with the truth. Starvation mode. You're starving yourself, so you're in a negative nitrogen balance. What is that associated with? Catabolism, catabolic. You're catabolic, bro. You're excreting more nitrogen than you're absorbing. You're going to lose muscle mass. Yeah. Christ. And yeah, it's just bad for you all around.
So high that you'll stop losing body fat. Then a doctor by the name of Avi got in and debunked his stuff, and it went everywhere all over fitness, and he showed the math, and he was a medical doctor who actually worked out and lifted. And he showed the biology and mathematics of why it was biologically impossible, and that he was simply being lied to by his clients who claimed these things. And he literally broke down the math of the thermogenics of it, of saying the amount of calories these women are consuming with the amount of cardio they're claiming to do.
You don't need to eat calories. What you need to do is eat a high nutrient diet. That's it. Animal products, bro. Look at Blaha. He is what he eats. Tofu. He looks like a tofu. Look at his head, his pumpkin head, and his body. It's tofu body.
If you plug the math.
I think the combination of the steroids he's taking and the tofu and all this weird food, if it wasn't for the steroids, he'd be completely out of it.
Then even if they had no base metabolic rate, they are lying. It's like the laws of physics that show that their body weight and the movement and the swing weight of their legs doing this amount of whatever on the stair stepper, it would be impossible for them not to be burning through extra calories. He's like, this is just the laws of biology completely prevent it. Okay? Now, people say, well, that's not possible. And a lot of times people will convince themselves, right? People will convince themselves that, no, it's real because I did this and I stopped losing weight, or my weight loss stalled and I cut my calories to 800 and I was doing 4 hours of cardio a day and I wasn't losing weight. And they're convinced that this is really what happened. Okay? Or they're like, I gained some weight. So here's the problem with the people's personal experience. What they're forgetting is that there have been studies on this that looked at this, and what they found is that when put in a metabolic ward, particularly indefinitely in the female clients, and it makes sense.
Yes, Blaha.
Or not clients, but the test subjects.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, women's biology is hardwired to be able to sustain a baby. So hormonally, everything else, that is kind of how the human woman's body is set up. So what ended up happening is they developed forms of psychosis and amnesia in the lab when their calories are dropped too low. And they literally did think, ooh, this is
psychosis and amnesia when they drop their calories. What about nutrients? They don't need nutrients. Humans need lots of nutrients. Our stomachs were made to absorb nutrients. It is not made to ferment fiber. You understand me?
This is what messes people up. Okay, this is what's going to mess people up. The studies that were done on this, what they found is that,
look, fitness industry, what Blaha promotes the fitness. He promotes fitness. I do not promote fitness, okay? I like sports. I talk about eccentric exercise, building muscle, but I am not a fitness channel. People have it all wrong. I'm not a performing, endurance, or fitness channel. Absolutely not. All right? But Blaha, he's a fitness channel. It's kind of obvious. There's nothing going on here, just fitness. All right? You want to call it, if you want to call it that, fitness, whatever. Whatever he's doing here. So it's a business, and so is the pharmaceutical industry and the stores and everything you're doing. It's all a business, bro. You are a business to them. But if you don't participate in it, then they'll go away. But you people cannot stop, how should I put it, funding them. If you keep funding them by buying their products, buying into the things that they're doing, you are promoting this. So why complain about it? See what I mean? Here's the thing. Why complain about something that you're promoting? I don't promote it. You understand me? I don't promote that. I don't buy their stuff. I don't give my money to these things. I don't fund them so that they can destroy me. Why would I fund somebody to destroy me?
When they kept meticulous food logs and they dropped women to like 1,200 calories or 1,000 calories in these metabolic wards.
Look, I go to a gym right now. I do not pay for that gym. The guy did me a favor. I had some problem in the previous gym I went to. I don't know. I just had some problems there. And I left. He did me a favor. I was like, why should I keep paying all this money when I wasn't even really going to that gym? That's the thing. I'm not really going to the gym very often. And so I have a better gym I go to right now. It's free and I don't have to pay. And the people there are a lot nicer. And I can go whenever I want. See what I mean? And the money that I save from paying for the gym, I use it for investment purposes. Yeah. That's if you're paying $60 or $70 a month for a gym or $80 or whatever, then that's quite a bit of money that you could use for investment purposes every single month. It adds up over time. But like I said, if you are funding them, then what do you expect, man? You know what I mean?
They were filmed 24/7. They had no privacy. They couldn't even go to the bathroom without being filmed. Okay? They would binge eat like everything was supposed to be tracked, and then the researchers monitored them on camera 24/7 to watch everything they ate or snacked on or whatever.
Listen to what he says. They would binge eat. Binge eat what, though? Slave food diet. Yeah.
Ooh. Their body didn't go into starvation mode. It went into survival mode. And that survival mode created a form of psychological psychosis. That's how created a form of psychological psychosis. That's how powerful our bodies are and our need to keep us from starving. And they've noted it's even more pronounced in women than in men.
Yeah, if you're starving, your body's going to allocate resources all over the place to keep you alive, the specific things that it needs to keep you alive. That's what your body does. It's meant to keep you alive. That's all.
That in order to prevent themselves from starving,
yeah,
their brains would literally create false memories and amnesia and create delusions to prevent them from forcibly starving themselves as a defense mechanism to keep them alive. That's how powerful our brains are. And what happened when they filmed them, these women were given polygraphs, and we swear we didn't do any binging or whatever, but they caught them on camera, and sometimes some of them, like at least one test subject, she thought she was eating 1,200 calories. She was eating over 3,000 calories a day while tracking everything, and she was binging on other junk and cookies and treats.
Yeah, cookies and treats are not nutrients, bro. If she's binging, it's because she's starving. Why? Because she's lacking in nutrients. Human bodies need nutrients. They don't need cookies and donuts and stuff. Blaha. Hello? You understand me? So-called empty calorie.
Inside the metabolic ward and getting into the food and eating it and being caught on camera, and that she was gaining weight. And here's...
Why is she gaining weight? So she's eating these caloric cookies and donuts. She's gaining weight. He says she's eating 3,000 calories as opposed to 1,200 or whatever. Okay. She's eating, but what is she eating exactly? Inappropriate food. She's going to gain weight because the body's going to allocate this food as for weight because it needs to keep you alive.
The thing, they couldn't remember binging. It was completely removed from their memories. They created amnesia over it.
Well, because your body is going to seek out what it needs. That's why you have these cravings sometimes. Like you crave meat like crazy. Why are you craving it? Because nutrients, bro, nutrients.
Because they were forcibly starving themselves. And their brains were like, nope, I'm not going to let you intentionally.
Look, if you've never eaten a donut, a cookie, or a Coca-Cola or anything, would you crave that? Would your body crave that? No. It wouldn't crave these specific certain things because they're like drugs. So what is it exactly your body craving there? Drugs, because all plants are drugs and all drugs are made from plants, bro. Get it? Get it? And so if you have a craving for those things, it's because you're craving, and it's an addiction. You're craving those things because it's based on addiction. But if your body's craving nutrients, that's totally different. Those are animal products. They're not drugs.
Kill yourself.
See that?
And so what we found,
You don't even realize it. The entire society is on drugs, bro. They're all on drugs. They even promote drugs, alcohol, the marijuana now is legal in every fucking corner store here, everywhere. Now they have, where I live, they didn't even have alcohol in the corner store. They have them everywhere now. So that everything you're eating, it's based on addiction. You understand me? It's not based on health or anything. It's based on addiction, all these things that people are doing.
is that the ones who don't lose weight in those environments, they're binging and they have amnesia, and at least some of the
No, they're not. They're addicted.
subjects, it was noted they passed polygraphs, which are not that accurate, but to be fair, they did give them to them. They passed them.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
They really believed they didn't binge and eat all the thousands of calories that they did and were caught on camera doing. And when they
Okay, they ate calories. Did they eat nutrients? No, they ate calories. Okay. Yes, blah.
were shown the footage, some of them emotionally broke down and started crying. Because they said, and it's not that they got caught, it's that they really and truly couldn't believe that they did it. They had no.
They truly believed, they couldn't believe that they're addicted to slave food diet, drugs called slave food diet. Yes, Blaha. Like you, addicted to gym lifting slave here in the garage. Get it? Endurance and performing lifting slave and eating tofu, addicted to your tofu diet.
No memory of it.
Yes. Neither does Blaha. You want to know why Blaha can't remember anything? Because he's been in coma the last 10 years. He's a lifting slave, bro. Eating fucking tofu.
Not metabolic damage, it's metabolic derangement. Okay? Conversely, if you guys recall the old Minnesota starvation study done on men, right? What they found is that the men continue to lose body fat no matter what, even when their calories were dropped to 500 for weeks on end.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing that's going to go if you're starving. Your body has to allocate resources. It's going to start burning the glycogen, then it's going to start burning the fat, and then it'll tap in eventually into the muscle if it has to keep you alive. Bone, skin, muscle, whatever.
They never stopped losing body fat. When they were testing skin folds, every single week they continued to lose body fat. They lost muscle, they lost all this other stuff, but their body fat continued to go down every single week, no matter.
Yeah, the question is this: what made them gain all that body fat? Slave food diet, bro. Get it? Their addictions made them build that up. It's not based on nutrients. Nutrients are going to make you fat. If you think that eating animal products are going to make you fat, you have to be insane. So it's based on addiction. You understand me? They're addicted to eating slave food diet.
How long they were put into it. Okay? The same thing when people are put in concentration.
Like Blaha's addicted to accelerated aging. Doing these exercises. Blaha's addicted to tofu diet and beans and weird shit and coffee, a bunch of toxic food, whatever the hell he's doing there. He's addicted to injecting steroids. He's addicted to these things because they're based on addictions. They're abnormal.
camp. So this is the problem with the metabolic damage. If this metabolic
There are many people that are like him, addicted to doing this shit, whatever the hell he's doing here. There's so many people addicted to this out there that live out there in this unnatural environment, this unnatural world.
damage, the way people describe it, is real. Oh, your body will protect you and you'll stop losing weight. Unfortunately for any person who has suffered the horrific nightmare, complete horrific nightmare and inhuman treatment of being in a concentration camp, unfortunately for them, that's not true. When they don't have access to food to binge on and forget about it with amnesia, like these other test subjects.
Here's the thing. I think Blaha has missed this point. If you have starved yourself, because he's talking about concentration camps, these concentration camp people, when they came up upon them and they had lost so much weight, starving or whatever, and then they start binge eating, you could die. You could get a shock and die. You understand me? People have died overeating and they were starved for such a long period of time, and then they go and they binge and they eat and they die. They can't figure out why they're dying. They go, they're starving, aren't they? They need food. No, man, it's a shock to the body now. So it's complicated, and Blaha doesn't understand it. Neither do I, bro.
They keep losing weight. They never stop losing weight. They go all the way down to skin and bones.
Okay, yeah, they go down to skin and bones. They're still functioning. They're still alive, right? They're not completely dead.
Same thing with an anorexic who's mentally.
So they go down to skin and bones to accommodate the very low caloric diet that they're on. That's what is sustaining them, that low so-called caloric diet that he's talking about. He says these people in concentration camps, they're still eating, right? They're still eating, but he says they're going down to skin and bones and all that. Yeah, because your body's going to do that because it needs to keep you alive, and there's not enough calories to bulk up on. See what I mean? The food that you're eating, there's just not enough. It's only enough to sustain life. So it has to allocate resources. So it's going to get rid of all that weight to keep you alive, to keep you alive, because that's what's sustaining you, those small amount of calories. And it's not going to sustain that amount of muscle or skin or bone or whatever. So it has to reduce it. It has to reduce in size.
Enough to have the anorexia, they eventually go down to skin and bones. Okay?
Okay.
Because they are successfully on those low calories. See, the metabolic damage isn't real. It's a delusion.
The metabolic damage isn't real. That's not what they're talking about. Starving and metabolic damage, they're not the same. The metabolic damage means a slow metabolism, something that you're doing because you're eating slave food diet. It has nothing to do with starvation. He's crazy.
It's not real, but people believe it is. I don't remember, I'm sure I was eating this many calories, except that when it's been studied, every person who doesn't lose weight, it turns out they're binging and their brain literally forgets it. When any situation where it's tested and they do not have the ability to binge, it is physically removed, they never stop losing body fat, ever. No matter how long it goes until they basically die. Once they starve to death, they stop losing. That's it.
Okay, now he's talking about starving to death. If you're still eating 500 calories, are you starving to death? No. If you're eating zero, you're going to starve to death. You're going to die. So there you go. I don't know what he's talking about, man. It's crazy, Blaha. First he says they're eating 1,200, starving on whatever, 1,000 calories. Then he says they binge eat on 3,000. That's crazy.
Real thing, guys.
We have another cosmetic case for you guys. This patient.
Anyways, friends, tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. Blaha's crazy.